Well, hello, and welcome to the International Catholic Church Abnormal Church. As I have been promising for some time now, we are now ready. I've done introductions, I've given tours of the facilities here, and I'm live streaming. I'm going to change the channel I'm live streaming on. I do have a church channel, but this is under my own YouTube channel today. This will normally take place in the evening. I'm looking at probably a Tuesday or Wednesday evening around 7 p.m. on Central Standard Time or Central Daylight Time. And possibility of doing it twice a week. I'm not sure yet. The first series that we're going through, and I've explained why we call it Abnormal Church. We don't want to be normal. We have seen normal. And normal is getting us not a lot of great places, what can I say? But here's where we're starting, programming your mind for success. There are several things, and first of all, you've been programmed since the moment you were born. You're programmed by your culture, by your parents, by your government, by religion. Certain mindsets are given to you from birth that can indeed hinder your growth and your possibility for true success. Success should be a habit. But you've got to start this habit. You've got to pick up this habit. And you have to have the right mindset to do this. You can force things and you can hang on to your old mindset while adopting new habits, but eventually the old mindset will wear off. Successful people do certain things consistently. That's a key word there, consistently. And that's why they achieve a higher degree of success than most other people. But there's more to it than just that. It's not a matter of just doing certain things over and over again under certain circumstances. When you adapt or adopt these successful habits, these success habits, without changing your mindset, you eventually end up right back where you started from. Why is this? Well, you built new habits on a faulty mental foundation. You had the winning mindset. Your success habits eventually fell apart. You have to make sure that you adopt the right mental foundation. I want you to pay attention to these key words. Success is a habit. You have to be consistent. And you have to have the right mental foundation. Your mindset is a combination of your assumptions, your expectations, and definitions. And all those things, your expectations and your definitions, are derived in part from your assumptions, which come from the way you have been programmed since birth. Most successful people share a range of mindsets that enable them to maintain their success habits. In fact, they scale these up over time. They don't remain stagnant. So don't for a second think that these people were somehow born with these mindsets. They weren't. In fact, many did not even have a clue when they began. Through trial and error, and through hard knocks of life, many arrived at their winning mindset. Thankfully, you don't have to go through these heartbreaks or those heartbreaks and frustrations. You don't have to go through trial and error. You can get a head start by identifying and adopting the mindsets that can lead you to consistent victory, not just occasional victory. The training that you're about to receive will teach you to reprogram yourself for success by adopting 8 key mindsets. Each of these mindsets have their own subset of beliefs. You need to go through these and incorporate them into your life for them to change your results. So now, how does this all work? Mindset changes your beliefs. If you don't have the right mindset, you're going to have certain beliefs that are not going to help you all that much on your road to success. In fact, in many cases, certain limiting beliefs can hold you back and drag you down from the success that you could have otherwise achieved. Your mindset has to lead you to the right belief. And these beliefs shape your emotional response to the things that are happening around you. They shape your priorities, your values, and your life's direction. That's how important they are. Be mindful of what you choose to believe. The good news is that belief is always a choice. It is always, no matter what you're pre-programmed with from birth, belief is always a choice. It may seem like people were just born believers in the right things. It may appear that some people just have the right belief system as far as success is concerned. But these have to come from somewhere. They were indeed chosen. We make conscious and unconscious decisions throughout our life. Some we give thought to, others we just almost as if instinct leads us. And that those beliefs that we were programmed with early in life, in our culture, in our environment, our family, they control these decision-making processes in such a way that you don't even recognize it. So, in what we're going through here, I'm going to step you through the process of clearing your mind of toxic beliefs. We're going to detox your brain and help you identify and adopt the right mindsets that can lead you to greater personal success. These mindsets lay the foundation for the success habits that you're going to have to adopt to achieve consistent victory in all areas of your life. So before we can adopt a successful mindset, we have to start with this mental detox. We have to clear what we've been programmed with and learn to think differently. You're probably excited. If you're going through this training with me, you're looking to achieve greater success in at least one part of your life. You hopefully cannot wait to adopt the right mindset so you can get better results. That's understandable. But the problem is, you're going to have a tough time achieving the kind of success you want, because you're probably hanging on to a few toxic mindsets that's going to undermine your road to success. You have to clear these out first before you can adopt a positive mindset. Otherwise, these toxic mindsets will degrade, they will impede, otherwise negatively affect the new mindset that you're trying to adopt. And ultimately, then you'll end up nowhere. So we're going to get rid of these toxic mindsets so that you can be in a better position to reprogram yourself for better success. We're going to call these mental roadblocks. The first mental roadblock, and I'm sure you've used it, you've heard it, you may be in the habit of using it. The first one's blaming others for your failure. It's one of the most common games people play with themselves, is to think that the reason that they're facing setbacks is because others have it in for them. Maybe these other people were sabotaging them. Maybe they were just negligent. Whatever the case may be, the reason why you're failing is because of these other people. This applies to situations beyond your control. This is very comforting for many people to believe this. After all, this thinking reduces people into victims. You're a victim of life. You're a victim. That's why you're a failure. And victims are sympathetic. People have a natural tendency to favor the underdog. Who doesn't want to be the underdog? Who doesn't want to have the natural sympathy of the crowd? The problem is that playing the victim comes at a very, very high price. You have to get rid of the mental robot, because the moment you blame other people for your failure, you're giving them the power to fix your situation. If somebody or some situation or a situation is to blame, then it necessarily follows that they have to fix the situation because they caused the problem. They broke your life. So they contain the solution to whatever it is you're suffering from. And do you see how this leaves you powerless? You can't control these other people or situations. Since you can't control these people or your past, you aren't going to be handed the solution to your situation. That is just not going to happen. Everybody's got enough problems of their own. They cannot be bothered with yours. This is why you have to let go of blaming others for your disappointments. Otherwise, you'll continue to fight battles of the past. You'll continue to react certain situations in your mind and engaging in all sorts of could have, would have, should have games with yourself. You end up feeling stuck. Sure, you want to move on. You understand that it's important, but the more you dwell on your past, moving on becomes nearly impossible. Mental roadblock number 2. This toxic mindset is not an absolute, or is not as absolute as you might think. The mindset of real change is impossible. People who suffer from this mindset actually phrase it in many, many different ways, depending on their circumstances, but it still all leads to the same disappointing results. Either you say something, or you say that something is flat out impossible, or things are not right. You're just waiting for the right set of circumstances, and then maybe at that point, when everything is right out here, then you'll make a change. And other times you might say to yourself, this is not the right time to take this opportunity. Alternatively, you convince yourself that you don't have enough resources right now. Whatever the case may be, they all lead to the same place. You do not change. You have all the justification you need to continue to do the things exactly the same way that you've always done them. You understand that change can only improve your life. That's not the problem. The willingness is not the issue. Instead, you just feel that you can't because of so many things going on in your life, as well as how the past has played out. You've got to get rid of this idea. You've got to understand that real change is possible. But real change is chosen. It's something that you decide on. It's something that you commit to. You're not waiting for the right circumstances, the right time, or the right resources, or the right people to come about. You don't have to. You just have to believe that real change is possible, and things will present themselves because your mind is open to change. But the more you wait for the proper factors to appear, the less likely change will happen. You're just doomed to change because you believed. At some level or another, you believed that this change was impossible. It's impossible because of my circumstances, because of lack of resources. The timing is just not right. There's too much other things going on. If you think something is simply not going to happen, you subconsciously won't put much effort into it. You've already decided it's not going to happen. Third roadblock, mental roadblock, your past mistakes define you. Oh, living in the past. Horrible, horrible. A lot of people striving for success end up sabotaging themselves because they feel that they really can't achieve any great success in the future because of what happened in the past. They think that they have screwed up enough so often, so severely in the past, that future victories are really just never going to happen. They're shooting for second or third place. In fact, in many cases, they're just going through the motions. They've given up on the race before they even got started. An alternate version of this is the ridiculous idea that you have to sometimes start with a completely clean slate to make real changes in your life. In other words, you're going to have to be perfect. Because you've already made mistakes, you've already screwed up. Either way, both versions lead you again to the same place. You don't even bother making the change. You discourage yourself from even trying. In your mind, it's a foregone conclusion before you even get started. Well, the good news is that the past does not define you. You may have failed on an infinite number of times before, but that does not prevent you from getting it right this time. I read a lot of books. I wanted to know what made successful people think. I wanted to know why these people accomplished things that my dad never did. And I learned several things in studying these biographies, life stories, autobiographies of all these super successful people around the world throughout history. They shared this common thing. They all failed time and time again before they succeeded. They just didn't look at it as failure. They looked at it as experiences, as learning, as growth. The only way that you'll fail is when you read your long record of failures as something so discouraging and so debilitating that you don't even try. That is how you fail. You fail when you quit. Mental roadblock number 4, I can't be helped. This mindset assumes that you have to figure things out on your own. You get this idea in your head that for you to succeed, things have to be revealed to you. You have to dig deep within. You're the only one that can fix things in your life. Well, at least this is what you believe. You feel that for whatever reason, the only person you can truly rely on is yourself. Again, thankfully, this isn't true. Thankfully, a lot of the challenges that you're facing, believe it or not, have been faced by other people. Maybe they handled these at a different time, a different place, under different circumstances. Regardless, these people can help you if you ask. Or again, study their life, read the book. They can help you personally on a one-to-one or some sort of mentorship arrangement. Some retirees do that. On the other hand, as I just said, they can also help you through books. They may have written or they may have done a video course that they've recorded. You can even be helped by simply reading blog posts or articles that they've written. But no matter how you get it, you can get the help. Your situation is not unique, nor is it special. Whatever challenge you're facing, others have faced it before and have overcome it. You just need to find their experience. Either you reach out to them or you read stuff that they wrote. A variation of this toxic mindset is the assumption that others will not help. Maybe they don't want their secret sauce coming out. Maybe they don't want new competitors. Well, those are just excuses, again, that you're giving yourself. You really won't know for sure until you ask. And just because one person is stingy with information, it doesn't give you an excuse to stop. You can ask another person, and then another, and then another. Surely not everybody will turn you down. Again, you can be helped, and you can find. In today's world, we've got the information age. I am streaming this on the internet. You've never met me, possibly. You've never been in my facility here. But I'm giving you information from my life experience. So let's go on to mental roadblock number 5. I've heard this one too. It kind of goes in hand with I can't because of my past. This one is I don't deserve success. And I've seen this come about in many ways. I dealt with this because your family is used to being at a certain standard over here, a certain level of life. And if you try to climb out of that, some of the family will criticize you harshly. Because you don't deserve, you're out of place. It's not where you belong. And this is a common toxic mindset. People, of course, would not admit to it, but deep down inside, they're thinking it. Maybe they've failed a lot in the past. In fact, they think that they're just screwed up so much and so badly that they really don't deserve a break. They really do not deserve success. They end up defining themselves through the prism of their frustrations. They personalize their failures and setbacks in the rawest emotional terms. For people with this mindset, failure is not just something that happens when people strive for greatness or goals. Instead, failure is some sort of cosmic punishment. It comes at the end of some sort of moral judgment, and it burns deep. It cuts to the bones and cannot be escaped. Permanent, final, relentless is condemnation. Talk about stifling. Talk about paralyzing. Others come from traumatic backgrounds. Their self-esteem is so low that they feel that they are not worth changing. They feel that others' needs come before their own. They look at themselves as some sort of emotional doormat. Please understand that the only person who can decide whether you deserve success or not is you. You call the shots. Nobody has the right or can judge you and say you don't deserve success. Somebody else does. You have to claim that success and say that you deserve it because ultimately this is self-judgment. You've been declaring yourself guilty all the time. Isn't it time to decide otherwise? You know how harsh it feels. You know the kind of lousy results you get when you do this. Why not change things up? Start today, because you do deserve success. Just a brief side note, our next series after we go through this, you were born to succeed. Mental roadblock number 6. I'm fine the way I am. I don't need to change. I don't know why success is coming to me, but I am perfect the way I am. Just as toxic is this mindset. You're the smartest person in the room. You're definitely the best looking, the whole 9 freaking yards. While it's great to have a positive self-image and a healthy self-esteem, you should not let this trick you into thinking you don't need help or that you don't need to make changes. Make no mistake. On the road to success, you need change. You're obviously not as successful as you would like now. You're not as capable as you think. It's hard to believe, but it turns out that you haven't quite figured everything out like you think you have. The attitude to this is very simple. Admit that there's always room for improvement, and this doesn't make you a lesser person. This doesn't mean some sort of defeat. You're not perfect. Always strive for improvement. And this leads us into the mental roadblock number 7. I need to change, but tomorrow. Here's another one. Don't play this game with yourself. Don't on the one hand say to yourself that you need to change, that you're ready to do it, and you're willing to do it, but you're going to wait for tomorrow. You have to understand that you're waiting to have time. You'll never have time. There will always be some sort of duty or responsibility or obligation that will pop up out of nowhere, and you never get to making the change that you need to make. Similarly, tomorrow will never come. The moment you said that, I'm going to do something, but I'll do it tomorrow, you set yourself up to lose because there will always be something of higher priority. There will be certain unexpected things that will show up that will knock you off track. So stop playing games. Do it now. Make the changes now. Commit today. Take action in the here and now. The great thing about starting now is pretty soon you get used to the challenges. By starting as soon as possible, you learn the lessons you need to learn and go through the hoops you need to go through sooner. If you're going to go through this process anyway, at some point in the future, why not get it over with now? Mental roadblock number 8. Success and money aren't everything. It's interesting that the people who say that money isn't everything are usually the people who want a lot of money. The same applies for people who tried and failed to achieve success in their lives. When you say these things to yourself, you're basically just engaging in sour graping. That's exactly what you're doing. You're saying, oh, it wasn't worth the hassle anyway. I'll focus on something else. There are higher values in life. Well, if they were so valuable, why weren't you pursuing them in the first place? Why are you treating them now as some sort of consolation prize? Stop playing this game with yourself. You're basically just giving yourself an excuse not to improve and not to shoot for greatness. On to mental roadblock number 9. Success is not worth it. It's not worth all the trouble. It's not worth all the effort. This is a very tricky, toxic mindset because it actually has many, many moving parts in it. Some people end with this conclusion because they feel that they don't want to sell out their real values. Others would say, I just want to preserve my soul, and I feel like I'm going to lose my soul in this wild dash for success. Others say that they don't want to lose their identity. I just want to remain true to myself. I want to remain myself. How common are these things to you? chances are you've heard these many times. In fact, you might be saying them to yourself at some level or the other, in some form or the other. Regardless of how you phrase it or how often you say these things, just because you repeat this thinking, it doesn't make it go away. The bottom line is, these are all just excuses. These are excuses because success can be part of your identity. It can be part of your soul. It can be part of your core intrinsic values that would never give up for anything. You're just giving yourself an excuse for not trying and for not trying again. Maybe you just burned out in the past. Maybe you got disappointed badly. Whatever the case may be, you can't use the past as an excuse to keep you from doing something about your situation in the here and now, today, right this moment. Success is worth it because it improves you. It pushes you to be a more excellent person. It teaches you the value of sacrifice. It enables you to gain a sense of meaning in your life day to day. Living a life of purpose is one of the most important gifts that you will ever give yourself. When you take action every day, it is very empowering to realize that it leads somewhere big. Mental roadblock number 10. I don't want to turn into someone that I will hate. This mindset is really rooted in the zero-sum mindset. What you're really saying is, I don't want to turn into someone I hate because when I achieve success, I necessarily rob it from somebody else. There are many ways to phrase this thinking, but it all goes back to the same zero-sum game. So let me tell you, there's no giant pie of success anywhere in the world. Just because you or your slice of the pie gets bigger, it doesn't necessarily mean somebody else's slice is getting smaller. There are tremendous amounts of opportunity out there. Opportunities come and go at the blink of an eye. Moment by moment, they're created and they're destroyed all the time. Indeed, by striving for success and excellence, you can inspire others to do the same. Don't think that they will just envy you, because people who envy have a zero-sum game mindset. They envy others because they feel that the slice of the success pie that was otherwise due them is shrinking. There's no such thing. That's nonsense. Understand that when you choose to inspire others, you spread success because they can be motivated to achieve success. This is the precise opposite of shrinking the pie analogy. If anything, you increase the size of the pie and ensure more slices for others if they want to do it. You do this because you inspire. Next, we're going to go into more detail of assuming that you can change. Today we worked out the 10 mindsets, 10 mental roadblocks that you've got to overcome to get success. The book, Reprogramming Your Mind for Success, is available. Go to our website, go to ccchurch.org or abnormalchurch.org, and you'll see at the top of the page, Reprogramming Your Mind for Success. Also, these lectures with a slideshow presentation are also on the website. There is a fee for all this. And if you're interested, please don't hesitate to get a hold of us, 888-501-6689. Thank you so much for giving me your time. And let's get on this road to success with each other today as we reprogram minds for success. Thank you very much. I can't wait to see you next time.